Welcome to Confident English, a place where learning a language isn't just about memorizing words. It's about reclaiming your voice. It's about rebuilding confidence, one breath, one sound, one brave sentence at a time. If you've ever sat in a classroom feeling like everyone else was speaking a language you couldn't touch, if you've ever opened your mouth to say something in English but all you felt was fear, then this story is for you. Because I've been there. I didn't know any words. Not really. All I had were sounds. In the beginning, English wasn't a language to me. It was noise. Background noise. The kind you hear but don't process, like an airport announcement in a country you've never been to. You know something is being said, but your brain can't catch it. It slips away before you even realize it was important. I remember sitting in front of the TV as a teenager, watching English movies with subtitles in my own language, and thinking, how do they understand that? Their mouths move so fast. The words connected like they were part of one long, endless song. I could barely tell where one sound ended and the next began. At school, I froze every time I had to read out loud. I didn't want to sound stupid. My voice felt heavy, unfamiliar. I would count the paragraphs ahead and rehearse mine silently, terrified of mispronouncing something. Even though deep down, I didn't understand most of it anyway. I avoided eye contact with the teacher. I pretended to cough or fumble with my notebook, just so I wouldn't have to speak. But the strange thing is, I wanted to speak. I wanted to be fluent. I wanted to sound natural. I wanted to have conversations that mattered. I just didn't know how to begin when I didn't even have the words. So I started with what I did have. Sound. I would listen. Over and over. To movie lines. Song lyrics. Dialogue from YouTube videos. And then quietly in my own space, I would copy them. I didn't always understand what I was saying. Sometimes I would repeat a whole sentence just because I liked the way it felt in my mouth. The rhythm. The music of it. I whispered it to myself walking down the street. I practiced in front of the mirror, watching my lips form new shapes. I read children's books out loud, slowly, as if I were relearning how to speak. And maybe I was. In a way, I was teaching myself to be brave. Not just in English but in life. Reading out loud became a secret weapon. Not because I suddenly spoke perfect English. I didn't. But because it gave me power. Control. Progress. My voice started to feel more familiar. My tongue didn't trip as much. And slowly, I stopped caring about sounding perfect. I just wanted to sound like me. The version of me who was trying. Who was showing up every single day. No one taught me this. No one told me it was okay to practice like this. Messy, quiet, a little awkward. But it worked. Because every single sentence I said out loud made me a little less afraid. A little more alive. I didn't wait until I had perfect grammar. I didn't wait until I understood everything. I didn't wait to be fluent. I practiced until I became fluent. I repeated the same sentence 20 times if I had to. I read aloud even when my accent showed. Even when my voice cracked. Even when it felt like no one was listening. And here's the thing. Someone was listening. Me. And that was enough. That voice inside, that small whisper that said, try again. That's the one that got me here. That's the voice I still trust every time I speak, every time I teach, every time I make a mistake and keep going anyway. So if you're here now, if you feel like you only know sounds, like the words are still far away, that's okay. Sounds are seeds. Let them grow. Let them shape your voice. Read out loud. Talk to yourself. Sing your favorite lines, even if they don't make sense yet. This isn't about performing. It's about becoming. Because confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from practicing when you know almost nothing, and showing up anyway. I used to feel small in English. Invisible. Like my voice didn't belong. But the truth is, your voice belongs the moment you begin to use it. Not later. Not when you're perfect. But now. Today. In this sentence. And maybe this isn't just about English. Maybe it's about becoming someone new. Someone brave. Someone who speaks not because they're flawless, but because they're ready to stop waiting. And maybe, just maybe, that someone is you. So if this story felt a little like yours, if you've ever whispered English sentences to yourself in the dark, practiced alone, or stumbled through a paragraph just to hear yourself try, I want you to know that matters. Every single time you speak, even if no one hears it, you hear it. You are building your voice. You are becoming fluent, not just in English, but in courage. And if this helped you in any way, let me know. Share your story in the comments. Or just write one sentence, out loud or in writing, that you didn't think you could say before. That's how it starts. That's how it grows. Here on Confident English, we grow together. One voice, one word, one brave story at a time. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, keep speaking. Keep growing. Keep becoming.